quiz will be tomorrow. There we go. These all have a similar feel to them, so hopefully you're on board and have been working on them a little bit, okay? So we're gonna have x minus 10 over x equals 3. So in case you haven't been around for a while, we're gonna put in what we're missing. So that would be x over x, don't need anything here, x over x. So what will that leave us with is x squared minus 10 equals 3x. Of course, every one of those is over x, isn't it? But what can we do with that? We drop it, okay? So it's gone. Now I'm going to bring this 3 to the other side. So I'm going to have x squared minus 3x minus 10 equals 0. Quadratic. We need to factor. It factors to x. Factors of 10, the difference of 3 would be 5 and 2. So it's going to be minus 5 and x plus 2, still to 0. Solving. X is going to be positive 5 and x is going to be negative 2. You want to check those and make sure, does it cause the denominator to go to 0? No, it does, it doesn't. Okay? Everybody good there? What's so good about this one? What do we like about this one?
Same denominator.
Same denominator. So we're really very simple here. We're going to have 5x equals x plus 6, aren't we? Okay. 5x equals x plus 6. I will subtract x. I'm going to get 4x equals 6. Divide by 4. I'm left with x equaling 6 over 4, or x equaling 3 over 2. And that doesn't cause any problems there. 3 over 2 works just fine. Everybody okay there? I am going to record it. I'm recording this, so it will be posted, so you can watch it again if you care to. And I'm also going to post the work, so. All right, next guy here. Number 3, x plus 5 equals 6 over x. Again, what are we missing? Okay, so x over x here. We need x over x here. We don't need anything there. So now we're going to have x squared plus 5x equals 6. Of course, those are all over x, but we're going to drop those. Bring the 6 over. Very similar to the previous one we had. We're going to get a quadratic here. We'll need to factor. Factors of 6. Difference of 1. That would be x plus 6. And x minus 1 still equal to 0. So my x's are going to be equal to negative 6 solving and positive 1. Those good for the denominator? Yes, they are. So we're good to go there also. Still okay, everybody? Number 4 is probably a little bit more complicated. It works out very easy to solve once we get there. But there is a little bit more going on with number 4. So we're going to have x minus 4 over x minus 2. It's going to be equal to x minus 2, x plus 2, plus 1, x minus 2. I'm going to put these boys in some brackets because we are going to be doing some FOILing and multiplying here once we figure out what we're missing from some of these sides. So our denominator needs to be x plus 2 and x minus 2. So over here, we're missing x plus 2. Over here, we're missing x minus 2. And finally here, we're missing x plus 2. Everybody okay digesting? There's a lot there, okay? Now we got some foiling to do. So over here on this side, equal sign, x times x gives me x squared. That's gonna give me minus 4. That's gonna give me plus 2, which leaves me with minus 2x minus 8. Foiling again here, I'm gonna have x times x, which give me x squared. I'm gonna have minus 2 and another minus 2 would give me minus 4x. And then I'm gonna have plus 4. I'm going to have plus x and plus 2. I'm gonna work on combining like things here. I'm gonna have x squared. This is 1, so I'm gonna have minus 3x. And 4 and 2 gives me plus 6. I still have some stuff over here too. Keep that original problem best we can. I'll subtract x squared. Well, that didn't work so good. Oops. I'll subtract x squared. Well, that's a pleasant sight to see. The x squareds are gone, so we don't worry about quadratic now. So now I'm down to minus 2x minus 8 equals negative 3x plus 6. Let's see, I'll plus 3x. So now on this side, I'm down to x. I'm going to plus 8. Oh boy, and there I have 14. Now that worked out really kind of slick, didn't it? We didn't have to, we end up with just one x, and our x is equal to 14. I think if we go back up and see that that probably is an okay solution to our starting problem. Yes, it is. We just got some 2's. The only thing we couldn't have was positive and negative 2, so there you have it. Questions there? Everybody okay? All right, here we go with these guys. This is the second part of, this is 8-6, I think. We need sets of 4. 625. 625. You don't see it, so start factoring. 625 ends up being really 5 times 5 times 5. And we still have x to the 8, y to the 4. Those are all under the 4th root. We need sets of 4, so they're staring at you, aren't they? It ends up being 5x squared y. Remember, if there's stuff left over, we got to keep it in the fridge here, but there wasn't anything left, was there? Okay? All the 5's came out, all the x's came out, all the y's came out. Question?
Wait, how did you get from distributing that out to the 5x squared y?
So I look for sets of 4.
Okay.
1, 2, 3,
Okay.
4. There's 2 sets of 4 there and a set of 4. That's how I got it. Okay? Anybody else? Number 6. We'll start by rewriting it as the cube of x to the 6th, the cube of 64x cubed. Now, I need sets of 3. Well, up top's pretty easy, isn't it? That's going to be x squared. 64. If you don't, you start factor. But it's 4 times 4 times 4. It's a set of 3 4. So that's going to be 4x. Because we have 3 x's in here. We're taking out sets of 3's. Everybody still good? Now, this one has one last thing to do because we have an x on top and x on bottom. So we can simplify one step further and make it x over 4. Questions there? Those of you looking that way. Fantastic. I would assume most of you would put number 7 into your calculator. I think that would be the way to go. We also can do other avenues for it. You can just start factoring it, but remember, we can have a negative cube. If this was a square, it'd be a non-real number. We can't have negative squares or even indexes. 2 and 4 would not work, so this one would. I think this ends up being -6, is that correct?
Yeah.
So -6 times -6 times -6 is -216. Your perfect cube there. Everybody okay there? Number 8, we can write it as the 4th root of 81, although some of you might just put 81 to the 1/4 and know what that is in your calculator. But the 4th root of x to the 4th is x, and 81 is a perfect 4th root of what? 3 times 3 times 3. Now this one could be plus or minus, some of them are, I'm not gonna hold you to writing that plus or minus, not, has to do with the index and even, yeah.
How do we tell if it's plus or minus?
When it's an even index, it's gonna be plus or minus. When it's not, it won't be, because that was end up being, it's the only way it could be is -6, there's no way you can make that a +6, because you can't get a negative number then. So if it's a square root or a 4th root, that's probably what you're gonna think that plus or minus. But again, I'm not gonna count that on. All right, number 9. Now we have them beside each other like this with a multiplication, we can go ahead and multiply them. But we're just gonna turn around and refactor it again, so I'm just gonna write it as the cube. It's 6 times 36, happens to be 6 times 6, doesn't it? Add my exponents, and now all of a sudden, it looks much easier, doesn't it? What do I need? Sets of 3. So pulling them out. 6 x. Questions there? This one doesn't need to be plus or minus because it's only way fine. Everybody okay? Last one, the one we've been waiting for. Needs sets of 3. 7, 29. Start factoring. It does factor to 9 times 9 times 9. So there you go. We still have x to the 13th, y to the 9th, z to the 4th. We need sets of 3. Luckily, I have a set of numbers, so 9's coming out. I have some x's. I need sets of 3. I'm going to be able to take out 4, but make myself a note. Whoops, that's a z. Make myself a note over here. I have an extra x, don't I? I took out 12 of them. There's one left over. Okay. Got some leftovers there. Like the broccoli in the back of the refrigerator. That's in there for a couple weeks or so. You open it up and it doesn't smell very good. How many y's can I take out? Sets of 3. I'm going to be able to take out 3 of those. Are there any left over? No. How many z's can I take out? Just one set of those, but we have one left over, don't we? Got some broccoli there in the back of the fridge. So that means we got to write this guy right here. Make sure you put 3 here, because it is a cube, not a square. And I have an x and a z left over. How we doing, my friends? Everybody feel okay? Fantastic. You feel prepared?
Yep.
Okay, let's knock this thing out of the park tomorrow. Thanks.